All right, let's dive into something truly fascinating today. We're going to explore this incredible parable of cosmic sound. It's the story of how a universe, after a complete cataclysm, literally found its voice. We're talking about the celestial instruments of the reborn nine worlds. And really, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? The music they produce is the voice of the new age, a symphony of survival and splendor. I mean, that's powerful stuff. It tells us right away that this isn't just about pretty tunes. No, this is the sound of a world rebuilding itself, a symphony that's all about surviving and then achieving something magnificent. So, let's set the scene. We're talking about a world reborn in silence. Just try to imagine it. Ragnarok is over, the fire, the flood, it's all past. The nine worlds are brand new, the air is crisp, the land is fertile, but there's just nothing. It's completely silent. It's like a beautiful painting with no soul, you know? It's missing that one thing, that song to tie it all together. So that's the big question, right? How do you solve that? How do you give a brand new world its own heartbeat? How do you give it a voice, a song? Where do you even start? Well, the answer, it turns out, starts deep. It starts with the foundational heartbeat. It's all about forging the rhythm of the worlds. See, before you can have a melody, you need a pulse. You need a beat. So let's look at the two instruments that create that deep, underlying layer for this whole cosmic symphony. And first up is the void drum. I mean, wow. Even the name sounds epic, right? It's forged from a symbol of the old world's chaos. And that name just tells you everything you need to know about how primal and cosmic this thing is. Okay, so check out what this thing is made of. The skin of the world's serpent, a leftover from that final epic battle. So when it's played, that deep echoing thrum, that's not just some noise. That is the heartbeat of the new reality. It's a temporal anchor, which is a fancy way of saying it literally keeps the rhythm for the entire cosmos. Amazing. Yeah, you're not going to hear this thing at a party. This drum has a very specific, very solemn purpose. Every single beat is a reminder, we won. We beat chaos. It's only played during these super important ceremonies, and its whole job is to sync up humanity's pulse with the immortal heart of the world tree, Yggdrasil. It connects everyone to the very center of existence. So we have the cosmic pulse. Now, the symphony needs to build on that, and for that, we go deep, deep into the earth. Here we find the next piece of the puzzle, the absolute embodiment of strength, the dwarven pipe organ. Now, this thing is something else. The Black Elves forged it from these special metals found way down in the roots of the mountains. And it doesn't just play music, it literally channels the breath of the earth itself. Those super low-frequency drones it creates, they're like a physical force. They actually reinforce the structure of the nine worlds. And this is where you really see its power. It's basically a seismic stabilizer against chaos. Think about that. It's tuned to something called the scale of Magni, which is all about pure strength. And the sound, you don't just hear it, you feel it in the marrow of your bones. It is, without a doubt, an instrument of absolute authority. It's like hearing the strength of Thor's sons turned into music. Okay, so let's recap. We've got the cosmic heartbeat from the drum. We've got the deep, grounding drone from the organ. The foundation is solid. So what's next? Well, now it's time for the melodies of life. Time to start weaving in that harmony and connection. And this comparison here just lays it out perfectly. We're going from earth to air, from the breath of the earth to the winds of wisdom, from those low, grounding drones that hold everything together to these high, bird-like trills that carry messages. It's the full spectrum of sound right there. So, where does that high trill come from? It comes from humanity's instrument, the crystalline flute, and it's all about speed, clarity, and communication. Get this, it's carved from a special kind of ice that never melts, and it's meant to look just like the aurora borealis. Its entire job is communication. Those high trilling sounds actually carry messages inside them, sending them on the wind. It creates this whole network of information that's as fast as Ratatoskr. You know, the squirrel in the midst that runs up and down the world tree carrying messages. It's literally the original internet. All right, so we've covered communication. Now let's talk about the music of life itself. And for that, we have an instrument that does something incredible. It connects the world of stone with the world of plants. This is the solar lithophone. This is where things get straight up magical. So you have these slabs of stone, right? But they were tempered in the light of Gullinbursti, the golden boar. So when you strike them with mallets made of antler, it's not just a sound. The harmonics that ring out actually make sacred plants grow. It's a percussion instrument that celebrates life, creating a bridge between rock and root. How cool is that?
And now, for our final instrument, we leave the earth behind entirely and we look to the heavens. This is the most celestial one of all. Think of it as a divine antenna that connects the new world directly to the stars. It's the ether harp.
Just listen to this. The light elves made this. The frame is wood from Yggdrasil itself. And the strings? The strings are literally spun starlight. And the craziest part? It kind of plays itself. It's so sensitive that it vibrates with the movements of the new constellations, picking up on the silent music of the cosmos. It then translates that star song into these pure, healing tones that just wash over everything with peace.
Okay, so we've seen all the individual pieces, but here's the most important part. These are not solo instruments, not at all. They were all designed to work together to create one single grand composition, a true symphony of worlds. So let's build this cosmic song from the ground up. You start with a rhythm, right? The void drum gives you that steady cosmic heartbeat. Then on top of that, the pipe organ lays down that deep, stabilizing drone. It's the foundation. Then the lithophone comes in with these vibrant percussive rings that add harmony and connect everything. And then, floating over the top of it all, you have the flute and the harp, weaving these beautiful melodies of connection and healing. And there you have it. That's the symphony of the new age. And this right here is the key takeaway. This is the whole point. This music isn't just art, it's not for entertainment. Each one of these instruments, every single note they play, is a functional part of cosmic restoration. They are actively working to keep the new worlds balanced, healthy, and full of splendor. So you have to understand, this symphony isn't a one-time concert. It's always playing. It's the background music of this new reality. It is the eternal song. And this final quote just wraps it all up beautifully. In the hands of the new gods and mortals, the story of the North is played out in eternal song. Think about what that means. The future isn't decided by fights or written in stone anymore. Now, the story of this world, it unfolds in music. It's played out forever in this incredible divine song. Which, of course, leaves us with one last question to think about. This whole story is about a world where the music of existence literally keeps everything in balance. And it just makes you wonder, doesn't it? If our own world has a song, a symphony that's playing all around us, are we actually taking the time to listen?